to the Two Ps in the podcast. Happy New Year. You have to say it with a pause. Happy New Year. Yes, we're in 2026 and we are back, baby. We're so excited to be doing this with you guys again. And you missed us, did you? We missed you. We hope that you've had a good one, and we'll let you know everything that's been going on in our little worlds. For those that don't know me, my name is Katie, and I'm based in the UK. And my gorgeous, glamorous co-host is, as ever, the wonderful.
I'll let you do your drum roll this time. Hey guys, my name is Jessica. I'm over here in America, holding down the fort.
She did a grand job. Besties for life, right? But yes, it was Christmas. Oh my god, it feels about 3 months ago now. It's bizarre. It was like, what, 2 weeks ago? That's mad.
It's one of those weird feelings where it's like, it feels like it was a long time ago, but then also time has flown by incredibly fast. Like, we're already on what, the 9th day of January?
I know. I think that we said that to each other like every day, didn't we? Like, how is it Friday already? I was like, it just goes from...
I think for me personally, especially being over here in America, and not that you guys don't have tax season, obviously you do, but I just feel like tax season is like coming towards me like a freight train. That's what this is. That's why time is sped up. It's like, let's do this. So fun time. It's the best time of the year, right?
Yeah, I know. I have to do mine by the end of the month, so I feel you, girl. I do, but we'll get there, right? I'm not stressed about that one today. Yeah. But anyways, on a lighter note, Christmas, yes, it was good. Myself and my twins went and spent the time with my parents. They live about half an hour away from here. And my eldest son came over on Christmas Eve, and we spent the day with him as well. And it was just nice, it was like family time. We watched a whole bunch of Christmas movies because you got it, right? It's the law written somewhere. Home Alone, Muppets Christmas Carol, which is my favourite movie of all time. I love that movie so much. And yeah, we played some games, and we had good food, and we went for a walk, and yeah, it was nice, It was nice. So how was yours? Did you have a good one? Did you enjoy?
Well, first of all, I'm really happy that you had a good time and that you guys enjoyed yourself. I know you guys love watching Christmas movies. You do that every year. I only watched one Christmas movie this year, and it was The Holiday with Queen Latifah. The Last Holiday is what it was, with Queen Latifah, where she has that brain thing. She thinks she's.
I haven't seen that one. I've seen The Holiday. I haven't seen The Last Holiday.
It's such a good movie. It's got her. It's got LL Cool J as her love interest. He's a good actor. I like him. So yeah, it was just, but we just didn't get around to watching much Christmas stuff. I don't know. We just didn't do it. But we listened to a lot of Christmas music. So I guess that was the trade-off there, But yeah, Christmas was good. It was really nice. We went to my dad's and everybody was there. Me, my brother, my kids, my sister. My Aunt Janet got a little sick, so she wasn't able to show up, but she was there in spirit. But yeah, it was a fun time, It was a family holiday. To be honest with you, I hate that I feel this way, and I don't know. I'm sure other adults and parents understand out there. I'm just happy for it to be over. Like, I'm just, I'm just happy for it to be over. And I wanted to let myself be in the moment and be present, and of course let Milo enjoy it because this kid season, that's their time to shine. But I just inside was internally I just needed to be done.
I know, and I feel you. When you said Christmas music, I was like, my kids have been listening to Christmas music since, I want to say mid-November. We've had Michael Bublé on, Mariah Carey. If I have to hear, I have no issues with not hearing those songs again for a long time. Let's put it that way.
Well, Christmas music always reminds me of my mom, because my mom, the day after Thanksgiving, she would put on the radio station that played Christmas, and it would be nonstop, in her car, in the house. My mom loved Christmas music. So it's very nostalgic. We didn't really watch so many movies growing up Christmas wise, but we listened to a lot of Christmas music.
But yes, from Monday, literally, the kids went back to school here on Monday, and as soon as they got, I took all the decorations down.
Ripping them off the walls.
Get the bubbles out the box! I'm done. And so they came home and they were like, oh, it's all gone. I was like, yeah, sorry about that.
I took mine down Sunday, and I kept procrastinating a little bit because Milo was like, well, let's just keep it up one more day. And I'm like, okay. Finally, we took it down. Milo's like, it looks different in here without the Christmas tree. I'm like putting a steadying hand on the wall. It looks good. Looks good. Looks like it's supposed to look. We're safe. We're safe.
Oh, no, it's just a lot, you know. I mean, even my neighbor, because I mean, you know, obviously, I've lived in this house since July, and so I'm still kind of getting to know my neighbors. But there's a nice older lady who lives next door, and I saw her probably the week before Christmas. Of course, she do the whole thing of like, "Hi, you know, how's it going?" Blah blah. She went, "Oh," she thought that she was a Scrooge, but she was like, "There's so much build up for like one day." She said, "I'm so fed up of going into stores and seeing Christmas stuff." I was like, "Yeah, I know." Anyway, Merry Christmas.
Well, to be fair, we've been seeing Christmas stuff since before Halloween. At least over here in the States, they get it out so early. So,
Girl, I'm not
yeah.
even joking. You know that I live opposite a supermarket, a grocery store in the UK called Tesco, literally there. And there is Easter eggs on the shelves. It's insane. There's Easter eggs. And what's hilarious, of course, because it's capitalism. So the day after Boxing Day, as we call it here, 26th of December, they had all like the diet stuff, the exercise equipment. Like they've been trying to sell us fat and sugar for months. And then it's like, right, you greasy get fat, get thin, get exercise, get motivated. And now, so you've got Easter eggs and you've got diet and exercise food in the same aisle. Make that make sense. Like, do you want us to get fat or do you want us to get thin? Make your mind up.
They want to see you huddled in a corner, rocking back and forth.
I just felt like, you know, you could eat chocolate and run at the same time. Maybe that's the idea. I don't know.
Maybe. It's funny because we watched for New Year's Eve, me and Milo watched New Year's Eve around the world. I told you about it a little bit. So we saw London, we saw New York, of course, and then we saw Sydney. For some reason, they didn't really have anything from any other country. So I don't know what was up with that, but it was those three that we saw. But for New York, Planet Fitness, which is a big gym here, was like the sponsor. And so it was like Planet Fitness stuff like everywhere. Like even the hats that they were wearing was like Planet Fitness. And I was like, oh my gosh, like they're really pushing that, you know?
There's a huge thing, isn't there, with the ball dropping? Like, I don't know anywhere else in the entire world that does the ball drop. It's like it's real New York, isn't it?
It is. And it's like, but you know what? I will be honest. Like, I think that times are changing, which we talked about this a little bit during the holiday season. People just aren't in the holiday spirit like they used to be, like they once were. I mean, I don't know. When I was growing up, and I feel like such an old person right now because this is exactly what old people sound like when I was a young snapper, right? But when I was growing up, though, it was like Christmas spirit everywhere. Like everywhere you went, people were like, Merry Christmas, and little people ringing their bells outside stores. And it just feels like it's changed. And we talked about this, but from like the older people, I was getting Merry Christmas, but I was not getting that from the younger people. And I noticed with the New Year's Eve thing in New York, like it wasn't as crowded as it usually is. Like it felt, unless they did that on purpose, but it just didn't feel like it was as crowded.
Yeah, no, I get it. I think that everybody, I know the economy in both our countries is still very wobbly, shall we say. And I think people are just over it and stressed and fearful, and it's very hard. You can kind of put the smile on and get, your jingle bells out. That's not a euphemism. But I think ultimately, I think people are just kind of not where they used to be.
Yeah, no, and I agree. And it's hard for this generation. Like, it's not that it wasn't it wasn't hard for us too in certain ways, because it was, obviously. Life is hard. But I do sympathize with the younger generation, with the housing market and the jobs and all this stuff going on. It's got to be hard trying to get excited about life and holidays when you're like crushed under student loans and housing market. It's just, I don't know.
La 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 la. Oh, my New Year's Eve was pretty quiet because I had a stomach bug, as you know. So for like 3 days, I was all due to go out and stuff, but maybe that's okay. I mean, I think New Year's Eve is one of those things that is so overhyped. When I was younger, we used to like go out, and go like on a night out and stuff and do the whole thing. And I got to an age where I was like, this is just like a normal Saturday night, but everything costs more.
Yeah.
Right. And I was just, and again, maybe that's my age and it's like a real bloody old Scrooge today, but I don't know, there isn't the nightclub scene as there used to be. So it's kind of like, why would I want to go like spend 3 times the amount on a cab, go and like stand in the pub or whatever, or a bar, and it's just like, I just give me my pajamas and and my nice little lights on and my cozy and I'm happy, you know.
Yeah, I haven't celebrated New Year's Eve in a very long time. And I don't feel like you're being a Scrooge. I just feel like you're being real, which I appreciate. I can't stand when people are overly positive and like, it was great and it's wonderful and life is, and it's like, it's okay to just be like, ugh, you know, sometimes. But, you know, New Year's Eve when I was younger, yeah, I mean, I used to go out like and party hard, you know, and come back in like drunk and like, you know, the whole thing. And now it's just like, oh, I relish in my cozy alone time. Like I said, it was fun sitting on the couch with Milo, just watching the fireworks, and you know we could hear the fireworks going off around us. It was just nice. So
yeah, so that was that, and like you said, decorations are all down now, so we started. Do you know? And I hate to sound like a real typical British person, but I know British people are famous for a couple of things. One is queuing, and the other one is that we're slightly obsessed with weather. I will say it's because we're such a tiny island and we get battered by weather, like in a way that larger countries don't, because we get everybody else's weather. And this week has been insane. It has been mental for weather. And I feel like the UK just wants to give us all the kinds of weather in 1 week. Because I've had snow, I've had ice, I've had wind, I've had rain, I've had sun. It's been a week.
Yeah, it has been. I remember like you went to bed one night and you're like, well, you know, it might snow tomorrow. And then you woke up and it was like blizzarding outside, which might be a little bit of an exaggeration. But for me, a Floridian, it was downright Alaska outside, which if I didn't know any better, if I looked out your window right now, it looks like it's snowing out there.
No, that's rain.
Yeah, it looks like it's snowing.
Yeah, it's pouring with rain. We've got a storm at the moment. So yeah, I can't remember what it's called. It's a French name, Storm Gilead or something. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, it's been interesting. But a way to start the year, you know. I always say UK weather is bipolar. If you don't like it, wait half an hour, it'll change.
Yeah, and it's crazy because we've had like perfect sunny days. Every single day has been perfect and sunny. It hasn't been too hot. It hasn't been too cold. I don't know. It's just been really nice in Florida. But this is like our winter. This is what we all like. We live in Florida.
But I know you know, whereas I've had kind of weather stuff and getting back into work stuff, I know that you've also had quite a week, haven't you?
Yeah, it's been like a lot. I don't even know where really to start. I mean,
start at the beginning, Kiss, where it's best place to start, right?
I guess we can start with my book and get that out of the way.
Yeah, that's a good thing. We're not going to skip over that. You guys doing some awesome things over there. I know it's kind of like you're in the editing phase now, and it's like, ugh. But I can't wait. Honestly, I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's funny because like on the last podcast that I talked about the book, I was like, this is the first time in my life that I've ever felt truly this is the first time in my life that I've ever felt truly aligned to something, and I've never felt any kind of imposter syndrome.
I feel like that Kermit meme. Hang on, it's like.
And then I don't know what happened. I do not know what happened. I had given you the book to do an edit, and then it came back to me, and then I had like all of a sudden like this wave that just came out of nowhere. Like it literally, like if I would have been at the beach and it would have been a physical wave, it would have knocked me on my ass. Came out of nowhere of imposter syndrome and embarrassment. Embarrassment was very, very thick because of the story that I had written. I started thinking to myself, oh my God, this is so cheesy. This is so like, you know, vulnerable. And it's so like, you know, because I'm basically doing a love story. And so it's like, you know, and you know me because you know that intimate, close side of me being my best friend for this long. You know, I'm actually quite a romantic at heart, but I don't really show that side of myself to a lot of people. And so the thought of like bearing my soul to people and like having them essentially like, you know, hear me write about love and sex and romance, I'm just like, oh my God, I was like spinning. I was literally spinning for a second. I'm better now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I will say, you know, without blowing my own trumpet, because, you know, I'm British and we don't. But I will say that working with somebody on the writing process is massively helpful. Because I think if you had sat there on your own with just, those thoughts and no one to kind of talk you down, it's very easy then to abandon things altogether. Do you know all of the books in the world that are out there? 97% of people who start writing a book abandon it at some point and don't publish.
Yeah. So, and I have to be honest, like I was for a second there, like not that I was thinking about abandoning it, but I was just like, this is complete shit, is what I was thinking. Like, this is complete shit. It's garbage. Like, even the second book that I've started writing, I was like, this is garbage. I was like, and I don't feel that way anymore. Like, reading my story and getting back into it, I'm like, this is a good story and I'm happy with it. But it just, for a second there, I was like, this is complete, like, not something I should be doing.
And yet I told you, I was not surprised. Not that I agree with you the way you feel, but I was not surprised that came up for you, and also I was happy that it came up for you, which is kind of a weird thing to say, right? But it's because it's dead normal. It is the most normal thing with creativity, because people go, oh, I'm going to start my project and I'm going to be down here when I start and feeling like worried and, imposter syndrome and anxious. And it's all down here at the beginning. And then through every step, I'm just going to go up and feel better and feel better and feel better and feel better. And then I'll put it out there and there'll be a little bit of a wobble, but it'll be going really. And so people see it as like an uphill incline. It's not. It's actually this. Because, and it's dead normal. It's really, really normal because it's so bloody vulnerable. It doesn't matter whether it's writing or a piece of art or, I don't know, writing a song or whatever it is. If you're putting yourself out there creatively, at some point you're going to go, what am I doing? What am I doing? This is shit. And it's because creativity is not valued in a capitalistic society the same way that other things are.
Yeah. Well, I also think it's just me being so vulnerable and open with people that I guess it would be different if like I was writing a book and nobody really knew who I was, right? Because then I'm putting the book out there and it's like, oh, if it picks up, it picks up. And if people, and that's like the phase, that's the side of me that people are seeing. That's what they're getting acquainted with, right? Is this side of Jessica. But I've had a relationship, a connection with a collective for over 6 years now that have seen different sides of me. They've seen vulnerable sides of me and different things like that, but nothing like this. And so I'm just like, that was what was happening, was that I was like very consumed with what people would think. And I had to like stop myself and be like, Jessica, people are going to think what they're going to think, right? At the end of the day, people are going to think what they're going to think. If they want to read the book and roll their eyes and think I'm cheesy or blush hard at the intimate scenes or whatever they're going to do, it is what it is. I mean, when I think back to like my YouTube channel and how some of the things that I've said on there, like the songs that I sing and like the thing, like, it's just like, I don't know. I thought for a second, I was like, this is just another shade of vulnerability for me revealing myself to the world. That's all it is.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. Absolutely. 100% agree with you. I really, really do. And look, it is vulnerable. I had a client who, she didn't have a platform. And so her imposter syndrome is, why is anybody going to give a shit? Who's going to care that it's my story? Nobody cares. And it's like, yeah, but hers was a memoir. And I said, but people love real stories about real people, right? Yeah. Which is true, and it's been selling and it's been great. But I understand the vulnerability. And yeah, I mean, if to anybody watching this, it's a show that I recommend everybody go and watch, but especially if you're creative on any level. It's on Netflix, but you probably can find clips of it on YouTube. It's called The Call to Courage by Brené Brown. And she talks about vulnerability and how if you're going to be creative at all, you have to be vulnerable. Bravery and courage equals vulnerability, because think about anything you've done in your life where you've had to be brave. You've had to be vulnerable at the same time, because vulnerability is putting yourself out there with no guarantee of the outcome.
Yeah.
Right? And when you write a book, the thing is, when you write a book, again, if it's I don't know, a play, a song, a piece of art, whatever it is, once you put it out there and you let it go, it's not fully yours anymore, right? Because in this case, the reader is going to make it their book, because they're going to read it through their own lens, and they're going to see things in there. They're going to see themselves, and they're going to see things in there that you didn't mean them to see, but that's because it's their book now. It's not just yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny too, because it's like, I remember like when I started this and I had told you, I'm not really writing it for anybody else. I'm writing it because I wanted to read my ideal love story, right? Like what I would want to see in a book. And so that's kind of what was my anchoring point when I started spinning, was like, Jessica, it doesn't matter what anybody thinks, because at the end of the day, you wrote this for you. You didn't write this for everybody else, you know? It's this very contrasting difference between the work that I do on the Moody Tarot, because that work is not for me.
Yeah.
That work is for everybody else. It's not about me. Do the readings resonate sometimes? Of course. But for the most part, you know, I try not to associate with my readings. I try to let it be for the collective. And so that's a selfless work, where this was a selfish work, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, like I say to everybody who goes through this process, regardless of what it does or doesn't do, it is a massive accomplishment in life. How many people it's on their bucket list, on their vision board? And the fact that you have achieved this and accomplished this, and you know, we're now in the editing process. I mean, you should be so freaking proud of yourself, girl. Honestly.
Yeah, I am. There's
Good.
definitely, like, I am proud of myself. I'm just, it's kind of like when you're having a baby and you're at the last bit and you're just like, I just want to get it out now. I want to have the baby in my arms and be done with this stage of my life so we can move on to the next thing. Like, that's kind of how I'm feeling. And I'm kind of having to stay present and in the moment. But it's going well. I'm breezing through it. I'm getting it done, and it'll be out here sooner rather than later. And then we can all just go on with our freaking lives.
It's funny that you say about having a baby. One of my clients actually called me the book doula, as that I help women give birth. Stories.
It's funny because, like, when I was spinning in my room, I remember literally I was pacing in my room while I was on the phone with you, and you were like, because I had compared myself to, like, you know, Stephen King. I had said, like, well, I'm not a Stephen King, you know, so it's like people shouldn't expect me to be like the most brilliant writer in the world. And I remember one thing that you said to me, which really helped me, was like, Jessica, if you were to ask Stephen King, he would probably tell you his books were shit. And I was like, you're so right, because I've known a lot of creatives, like with clients and just people, and it's like, it's true. Nobody sees their own brilliance, really.
No.
Unless they're, of course, narcissistic and conceited. But for the most part, people don't really see how great they are.
No, because you're too close to yourself. You're too close to, you know, it's like, I know it's dead cheesy and cliche, but like a butterfly doesn't see its own wings. The butterfly has just been a butterfly, right? It's just doing its thing and, you know, getting the nectar and laying the eggs and doing its thing. It's human beings that look at butterflies going, oh my God, so beautiful. Well, yeah. It's the same way with anybody, you know, regardless of whether there's creativity or not. Anything in your life that is an attribute, that is a quality, that is a skill, you will downplay it because you can't see yourself clearly. It's other people that will go, oh my God, she's amazing. And then some people will big you up and support you and encourage you. And of course, some people will be massively triggered by that because of their own insecurities, which we know happens. So that's fun.
I'm so used to triggering people at this point. I just feel like, you know what I mean? Like I'm so used to triggering people in like just various different ways, various different aspects of my life. It feels sometimes just, I don't know. I don't even want to get into that, because it's just like, I don't know how to process the fact that sometimes I walk around like a big trigger bomb, you know, like, you know,
Language just left the building.
I'm just so over it sometimes. Like, it's like, I'm not even concerned and don't care as much as other people think that I do, but there's something about me that just upsets people sometimes.
I know. We don't know what it is. We don't know, but we know it's there. So yeah, it can be annoying. I know. Speaking of which, so the downside of the week has been, are we going to frame this in a nice way, or are we going to frame it in a truth bomb way?
Well, I mean, I think that we can just be open. For the most part, people who have come from the Moody Tarot, I think most of them probably know, since I mentioned it on a video and I put it in my community tab. I had woken up, I forget which day, because days are blending in, darling. Okay, so we don't know which day it was, but it was this last week. And I had woken up at 6:30 in the morning. One of the first things I do is check my email in the morning. And I had an email from one of my lovely subscribers, supporters, whatever you want to call her. And she said that she saw my readings on TikTok and she wasn't sure if it was me or not, but she just wanted to share it with me. And I'm like, well, it's definitely not me because I only post on YouTube. I don't even have any other social media. So I had to go create a TikTok account because I didn't have one. I created the Moody Tarot. And I logged in, and it's I think this person's name was like Soul Cards 12 or something like that. And I looked, and yeah, this person has been taking my content for a while now, actually, and getting some pretty decent views, like 4,000 views on some of the videos and stuff, like almost 10,000 likes, over 1,000 followers and stuff. And the only thing to describe that moment was, and it's so weird. It is the weirdest feeling because, like, you know me so well, and you know my temper, and you know how, like, I have anger issues, and like I will like rage the fuck out sometimes. Being honest,
a little bit, just a little bit.
Like it's just a part of who I am, and I've accepted that part a long time ago. I've been working on it. I'm a lot better now. But the thing is that like a sense of calm and like serenity came over me. It was the weirdest feeling, which I don't know if that's like dangerous or not, but it was like just like complete calm came over me. And I felt like Spirit's hand was on my shoulder for a second, and it was just like, now you see, right? And that's it. Like, you know what I mean? Like everything is going to happen exactly the way it's going to happen. Like, you know, from this point on, you just need to process the fact that you see this. It's a violation. Somebody has stolen your work. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And process it, basically, was like the feeling that was coming from Spirit. And for me, it's like, not to downplay anybody's creative stuff that they do, because even if you put just nail art on your fingers and post it, I watch a lot of nail techs, so I appreciate that work. And I know that a lot of work and time and energy gets put into that. However, the readings that I give is like a part of my soul.
Yeah.
It's my whole 39 years experience of life that goes into the guidance and the messages that I give. It's all of the time that I've spent dedicating myself to connecting myself to Spirit to be able to give these messages. It's the sacrifices that I have made in my life to keep myself in the energy that I'm in, to be able to be a messenger for Spirit. It's not something that just people can just sign up for and go, oh, I'm going to read for Spirit. I mean, you can, but to truly keep your energy high vibrational and a light for others, it takes sacrifice, it takes dedication, it takes healing, it takes shadow work. It takes a lot. And I don't think that people who aren't doing it really recognize that. Yeah. You've seen me on my journey. I've been through a lot. Yes. So, and that's the understatement of the year, I know, but I'm just saying. So it's like, for somebody to just cherry pick it like it's no big deal. It's just, there was a part of me, it was so weird because I was talking to my sister about it, and I was like, it's weird because a weird part of me is kind of happy that people are getting the messages. I know, like, it's like the never ending lighthouse. Like, at least people who I don't reach on TikTok are getting messages, but it's like, my sister's like, no, because like, even though, yes, it's true, it's still at the same time, it's still a breach of your privacy.
Yep. 100%. I mean, this is the thing, when you told me about it, I know in the past, because like I say, we've been best friends now for 11 years, and there would have been a time where you would have gone off about that. And I was, not that you weren't upset and angry, but I was surprised by how tempered you were. Even though we spoke it through, and yes, you say you were angry and upset, you didn't go off. You was like, I feel like there is growth in there, but I also understand, like I said to you, there is a violation. Because it's like somebody coming into your home, literally, because the body is like the first home, right? Your ultimate home, and taking things that don't belong to them. And it's awful. It is awful. I remember, because, you know, obviously, for those who don't know, I am, my biggest presence is on Instagram. And I also got a Facebook business page. And there are people that have taken my content and set up fake pages. It touch wood. Hasn't happened for a while, but at one point it was happening like every couple of weeks, and my followers would be like DMing me going, is this you? And one person even said it was my backup account. Like, I don't have a backup account, like, literally. Yeah. The funniest one because obviously Instagram and Facebook are the same company. Spoiler, right? It's Meta. So you can post from one to the other, right? And they're linked. And if you don't unlink them, sometimes you can share content across the two things, right?
Yeah.
So somebody had, again, set up a fake account pretending to be me. They tagged me unwittingly in the post. And then because it's linked to their Facebook page, so the Instagram was in like a fake name or whatever, and not a real name. And then, but it was linked to their actual Facebook account. If you're going to be a scammer, at least have the intelligence to follow through, right?
It's like it's so funny because it reminds me of, if you remember, because that was so rampant on social media for a second, like people making these fake pages, copying your profile picture, if you need a grand rising, if you need a reading, here's my number, like all that crap. And I had somebody that was doing that in my comments too for a second, but I squashed it really quickly because this person was dumb. Like, I can't stand like a dumb criminal. I'm just like, I can't stand a dumb criminal. I don't suffer dumb people anyways very well, as you know. So I'm just like, if you're gonna be a criminal, be freaking smart about it. You know what I mean? Like, but this person, like, they had actually used their real number. And so I got their full name. I got their address. Yeah. And I called him and I was like, I literally said his name and I said his address. And I was like, look, you fucktard. I was like, don't come in here fucking with my collective trying to scam me. I know where to find you. He went click and hung up, and I never got any other shit from that person again. But yeah, it was one of those like, but that's like the old Jessica that would handle shit like that way. This time it just felt like, one of the things that I've been working with in my life is like things that I can't control. Because I'm somebody who likes control. I've always been that way. And even if I don't find myself to be a necessarily controlling person with like my family and my friends, like I can be. Like, I like things to be in a certain way. I like to have certain responses and I like to have certain things happen. And so I've been working really hard on like just surrendering to the things that you cannot control, because there's so many things in life that we can't. And this person is one of them. I cannot control this person and what they're going to do. No. And for anybody who's wondering, I was going to do a report for TikTok, but you have to give your contact information. Like, it's mandatory. You have to give your contact information. And if you give your contact information, it literally says before you put in your contact information, your contact info will be sent to the person that you're filing the report against.
That is insanity to me. I can't get my head around that, right? I literally, when you told me, that shocked me more than anything else. Because I was like, how did you know who this person is? What if, so this person will then know your name, they'll know where you live. Well, what's to say this person isn't like beyond dodgy and like comes to your house or like tries to hurt you or tries to hurt Milo, or like it's so, I just don't understand that at all. It's beyond me.
Yeah because I don't know who this person is. It's a random person. And the thing about like doing a report, because you can do several different reports on TikTok, and this one is for somebody stealing your intellectual content, and so it's serious. And so like, if you say anything that's not true, that that you said it's true, like, you can get charges, or there could be like legal action that's taken against you from TikTok. It's not something that's taken lightly, apparently, allegedly. So it's like, if it's that serious, I would assume that somebody wouldn't file a report that somebody's stealing their intellectual property unless it's true, which means why would you give their personal information to somebody who's already stealing from them? It's like there's no boundaries or protection.
There's no data protection, which I thought was an actual like thing, supposedly. It's insanity to me. So I don't know. It's crazy. I do remember you telling me years ago that it was a kind of a weird compliment, because they see you as being successful and want a piece of the pie, which, go and bake your own bloody pie, love. But yeah, I see that. I just think it's, for me, and like you, I know, it's really disheartening when you've spent a long time, like you say, sacrificing and building and working and healing, and for someone just to come in and try and take a piece of that is, it's a lot. It's a lot, especially, I mean, like you say, people going, oh, reach out to me if you want a reading. Like, I would never cold message anybody. So it's like, I don't know. Yeah. It's a bad taste in the mouth.
It does. And it's also, it's one of those things where somebody had actually said that on the post that I had made about this, where, you know, they're like, it's unfortunate, but it's a dark side of being successful, right? That people find you to be successful enough to actually like take your content, which I do agree with that in a certain way, because I've seen other people that I enjoy on social media have their content stolen and people copy them. And in the comments, like I've seen scammers in the comments on other people's videos, like saying stuff, like I've seen it. But the thing about it is like, it felt really personal to me because it was like, I read for a specific collective. I read for Geminis only. And I care about my Gemini collective. You know, in a lot of ways, I look at these individuals as like, almost like, I know it sounds really strange, but almost like children, like, you know, like people that I'm helping, I'm guiding, I'm giving guidance to. I care about what happens to them for the most part. Obviously, there's bad people that watch me, and I don't know who's watching me, but the general energy of my collective is that they're good people, you know? So to think that it was a Gemini, you know, that took my work and liked my personality, liked what I had to say, picked specific parts of the video that they probably felt were very like profound and powerful and touching. It just was so intimate and violating in a way that it's just like, I don't know, you know, but I'm moving on and I'm moving forward, right? And we're, you know, I'm getting the Moody Tarot trademark, the name, although I don't think this person's coming after my name. If I was to keel over, well, they'd have to get a real fucking job, right? Because they wouldn't be able to steal my content anymore, you know? So it's like, they need me to keep pumping out videos, obviously. But, you know, yeah, it's just one of those things where I'm just trying to move on.
Yes. Yes, because like you say, the moment that your life involves other people, you're not in control of it anyway. So all you can do is control yourself, take care of yourself and your responses and your reactions and your decisions, and, you know, come from a place of alignment and, you know, good morals and values, which is what you're doing, you know. And we both know the karma don't play, right? Your ancestors ain't playing. So if people want to get their karma, yes, well, good luck on that one.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It's so weird and like humbling because like, I don't know why spirit like protects me so much, but like I've seen it. I've seen really vicious karma come to people's lives and shit that's like scared me. And I'm just like, and I don't know if it's my ancestors or if it's just spirit or if it's just the content of my heart because I'm coming from such a genuine, like just wanting to help people place. But either way, yeah, I don't know. I hope that I don't know, man. I'm not involved with my ancestors. Like,
I know. I'll share with people what I say. My mum loves this, thinks it's the funniest thing, is you say to people, I hope you have the day you deserve, right? Because that can be a good thing, or it can be a really backhanded compliment, right? It's like, I hope you have the day you deserve.
It's like in the South when people say, bless your heart. It's like, yeah, bless your heart because you're this or you're that, and it's not a great thing. But yeah, and it's not up to me to decide what this person deserves. So, like, I'm not spirit. I'm not the executioner. I'm not the person who doles out karma. And so I have surrendered that part to spirit, and I'm just going to continue to work on my craft and do what I got to do. Because I have a lot to worry about. I don't have time to worry about this shit. Like, people are like, well, why don't you start posting on TikTok? I don't have fucking time to start posting on TikTok. Like, I am so busy.
My girl ain't got no freaking time. She got time to fart, let alone anything else.
Oh, fun times. Anyways, yeah.
So yeah, it's been like I say, it's been an interesting week all in all. But hey, we try and take the positives, right? And we move forward. So how are you feeling about this year as a whole?
Well, it started off bloody rough.
Yeah, I know, and we hope that everything will get better. But so, how are you feeling about? Of course, you turn a significant age this year. No spoilers, but how are you feeling about this year as a whole?
Honey, it doesn't matter. I'm turning 40. The milk is okay. I don't even feel 40, y'all. My back feels 40. For sure. Like when I wake up in the morning with aches in my jaw and in my back and like I feel 40 in that aspect. But like in my mind, mentally, in my spirit, I don't really feel 40. I don't feel like I should be involved in this house, this child.
I saw a video this morning that made me laugh, and it was about millennials, and it said we A, don't look our age, and B, we're waiting to be found out as like a kid dressing up as an adult and pretending. And so when something drastic happens, you look for a more adult to deal with it.
It's true. And there's usually nobody around. Like I I can always come to you and you can always come to me and like we can be each other's like mountain in the storm. We've been that before for each other. But like in the present, like physical, when I look around, I'm like the most fucking mature person I know. It's so sad. I'm just like, what is happening? Like, you know.
Right. So yeah, I get it. There's times where I kind of be a bit more kind of objective in my viewpoint, and I watched my three kids sitting together there on Christmas Eve, and I was like, I made those people. I don't feel old enough mentally to have made three people.
And they're like depending on you. Like we are fucked. I'm saying the F word a lot in this video, but it's okay. And not in the good way.
No.
Not in the way I want to be.
That's right in that book, yeah, right?
That's a New Year's resolution. No, I can't even put that on my New Year's resolution because the next person who's going to be in my bed is going to be so severely vetted that they might not even want to be there anymore. Like, let's just be honest. But how I'm looking at this new year, I feel like this new year for me is about vulnerability and boundaries and continuing to trust the process.
Yeah, it's funny because I try and pick a word of the year rather than have New Year's resolutions because you know how I feel about them. They don't last, they don't work, at least not for me. So I try and pick a word of the year. And this year I've decided my word is expansion.
Yeah.
So it's all about like growth and ambition and, you know, shining my light. So yeah, expansion, not my ass, although I need to go and sort that out as well. But yeah, it's I'm here just to kind of glow up because why the fuck not?
Well, it's the year of the fire horse, so it's the year to do that, you know?
Yeah, although I did see a post yesterday that said we have to kind of be aware. It's a bit like manifesting in a way, in the sense of people go, oh, I'm manifesting, I'm vision boarding, and whatever. And then just expect things to happen. Like some kind of magic fairy's going to knock on your front door and be like, hey, girl, here's all your manifestations. Have a good one. Bye. Like, no, you have to show up, right? So the fire horse energy that's coming, and it's not here yet, by the way, for those that don't know, it's Chinese New Year. That's when it switches over, which is next month. It's not a case of the fire horse energy is really powerful. Yes, 100%. But you have to actually like do shit, right? Because otherwise it's literally like it's going to become very uncomfortable because what you're going to have is that everything's going to be pushing you forward. And if you're not meeting it, you're going to end up feeling in that horrible, like restless, uncomfortable things, tower moments and shit. And I don't say that to frighten people. It's just if you want your life to move, you're going to have to move with it.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, that's literally when you had started saying that, like everything's pushing forward, but you're like digging your heels in the dirt. That was, I literally thought of the Tower card because that's exactly what that is. And, you know, the Tower card is only an omission of your lack of alignment. And a lack of alignment within something that you already want. It's like when we talk about this all the time. I talk about this all the time on my channel. You wake up every morning. God, I hate this job. God, I don't want to go to this job. God, I wish something would come in my life and change. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm so sick of it. And that's how you're speaking to spirit and to the universe is through your vibrational frequency. So then when something changes and you lose your job, albeit maybe not in the best way, but you still lose it. Then all of a sudden you love that job. Now you're sad. Now you want to keep that job, right? Because it's the shock of like this sudden change. But you had this ability the whole time to create the baby steps to make that change, but you didn't want to do it. So Spirit's like, well, I guess I'm going to have to give you a good old shove out of the nest. And that's what the power is. And I agree. I mean, nothing changes if nothing changes, period.
What's that saying I saw? Asking for change and doing nothing is like waiting for a ship to turn up at the airport.
Yeah.
Like it might come, but it's very unlikely. You know, you have to meet it halfway. You want to get on the ship, go to the port, then go to the airport, you know?
Yeah. And so it's one of those things that can be incredibly frustrating about being a life coach, being a reader, you know, guiding people through the journey is when they just sometimes, not everybody obviously, but sometimes people just expect the changes to come. They just expect the shift to happen. And it's like, what have you done personally? Even if it's just down to your own mindset, what have you done to invoke change in your life?
Absolutely. And you know, it's a baby step process. I mean, we both know that every day that we're showing up, and it's not about huge leaps forward every day because that's not feasible, that's not realistic. But it's like, how can I, and again, sometimes it's just a mindset or a conversation or, reading something or, whatever it is, it's a baby step every day. It can be enough to keep moving you forward in that energy. So, if you're watching this and you're like, I don't know where to start, well, just do one tiny thing. Do one tiny thing today, and that's you starting, right?
Yeah, I think that the best place to start is inside too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because for me personally, everything starts from the inside and then it works its way out. That's why a lot of people get frustrated with their manifestations, and they'll be like, well, I'm thinking positively, and it's like, okay, but are you feeling it though?
Mm-hmm.
Because feelings do matter as much as us humans want to stuff them down and act like they don't. They do. And so when you're thinking, I'm going to make $1 million this year, but you're feeling there's no fucking way that you're ever going to make $1 million. Well, you're speaking, that thinking and that speaking is not a language that spirit, I feel like personally, looks at the most. Like, I feel like the universe and spirit looks at your vibration, which is your feeling. That's your aura. Your aura is saying lack. Your aura is saying you're not deserving, that it's impossible. So it doesn't matter what your mouth is saying. I mean, think about all the times that we've been in like relationships and stuff, and people are saying out of their mouth that they care about us, they love us, but inside they don't feel anything. It's the same concept.
I love that. So yeah, absolutely. And that's where the shadow work comes in, right? Because it's like you have to look at what's happening underneath the hood of the car, as it were. Like, how's your engine running? So
that's that subconscious stuff that I've been researching for the better part of the last half of 2025 is your subconscious, because it's like you can have the most cherried out beautiful car with tires and rims, but if the engine is shit and isn't working, you're not going nowhere, hun. I don't care what a car looks like, which always reminds me of my mom, because she used to always tell me you can't drive on a paint job, which is true.
Exactly. You can have Pimp My Ride, as used to be on MTV, as was. But it's no good if you're running some kind of 1930s engine underneath the hood, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So you have to take care of the inside.
Yeah.
So that's the first step for me. If I was going to give somebody advice on seeing change and alignment in their life and seeing manifestations happen, work on your inside, work on your inner voice.
I love that. So yeah, it should be a good one. There's lots of things in the pipeline. Your girl, she's always, I should be in the circus at this point because I juggle so much, it's insane. But it should be a good year. It should be, there's lots of things coming up, and it's busy, but it's good busy. It's kind of like 8 wands, kind of good busy. So we will see what the year brings.
It's funny because I don't know, like I hear that song. I don't know if it's from Sheryl Crow, but she's like, every day is a winding road. That's how I feel about the new year. I'm just like, it's just a freaking year. Like, I'm going to do my best.
Yes, exactly. That's all we can do. It's going new year, new me. Well, no, and that's the thing as well. I just want to say the word resolution suggests that you are a problem that needs to be fixed. Right? Because that's what resolution means. Well, how about that you just allow yourself to be who you want to be?
Yeah.
You're not a problem. Okay. So New Year, me, no. You're still the same person you were on December the 31st. You haven't changed. I hate to kind of break it to people. You're still exactly the same person you were last year. Right. But it's like, okay, if knowing that, all of your good bits, bad bits, and bits in between, how do you want to make this year a good year for you? Not the best year ever, because that's life, but how do you want to make this a good year for you?
Yeah, like how can you improve?
Yeah.
Not be a finished product, because you're never going to be a finished product.
Nope.
If you're on this earth breathing and talking, you are not a finished product. It doesn't matter how ascended you've become, the Dalai Lama, you're not a finished product. Everybody has work still to do here if you're on this planet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So on that rousing speech, I think we should leave it there, because I feel like we've really covered a lot. We've been to creative heaven and imposter syndrome hell. So we're fine, and everywhere in between.
Settling somewhere in the purgatory of, I am not in control of any of this. So
no, but I'm going to control what I can, where I can, and just pray for the rest.
Exactly.
Oh, all right, guys. Well, look, we hope that, as ever, this episode has given you something, even if it's just a reason to smile, right? And just thank you for being here with us on this journey. And, let us know how your Christmas was. And also let us know what you want for this year. What's your word of the year? There you go. What's your word for 2026? Let me know, because I'm always interested. But I hope everyone has a really good week. Take care of yourselves and each other, and Jerry Springer. And we will see you on the next one.
Bye, guys.